by the 70 team against San Diego, and by the 77 team. Also ground ball to Wilkerson, playing second. Sandberg out of the game now. Wilkerson throws out Coleman.
The media relations director of the St. Louis Cardinals is checking back, and to his recollection, he can't find any team that's ever hit 6 home runs in this park in one game. So the Cubs have made some history today.
Ned Coletti brings us that information. Here now is Bill Thompson. Boy, it's getting darker. The rains are going to come. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Fastball in there. Scott Sanderson talking with him after the game, walking over to the hotel. Yesterday, he was very confident of winning today. You know, Scott Sanderson's only averaged about 5 innings per outing. There's a high pop foul over near the stands and out of play. And Berryhill slid into the Cardinal dugout. McClendon pats him on the back.
You don't get much help when you go over toward the opposition dugout, but Berryhill knows just where he is. And yesterday at the Astrodome, an Astro hopped right into the dugout to make a catch. Over the fence, standing in the dugout, and made the out.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Thompson. 1 out. Sanderson's retired 9 in a row. He fouls it off again. The Cubs are sure to return home in first place. Boy, how about the Toronto? They were getting walloped by the Red Sox. They've come back to tie it up. 11-11. Strike! Great call. Thompson out on strike.
Strikeout number 6 for Scott Sanderson. As he continues to roll right along, he's had everything his own way since the Cubs scored 4 in the 5th inning, and Scott's been putting up goose eggs since then.
10 men in a row. And over the last 4 innings, he has fanned 1 man each inning. 4 out of his 6. There's a base hit in the center field. Ozzie Smith singled to center. Brings up Guerrero. I thought it was so interesting that Guerrero wanted to get in the midst of the fight. Here's a guy that's always complaining about being thrown at. He threw his bat once for the pitcher coming close to him. It sure makes a difference whether it's your team or against your team.
Looked to me, Harry, like he was waiting for somebody to hold him back. Because if Zim can hold Guerrero back, there's something wrong.
2 out, 1 on. Curveball high. Pat Perry's in the bullpen. 9-3. Why, I'd like to see Scott finish the ball game. Get the monkey off his back. Fastball a bit low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, for his part, if Don Zimmer can, he'd love to save the bullpen going into a big 4-game series with New York, and Scott's got 6 runs to work with.
Pitch is high, ball 3 to Guerrero. Jim Jones is next. He replaced Pendleton at third base. 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle.
X-rays on Pendleton were negative, so he just has a sore elbow. No other damage done in the brawl in the 5th inning.
It's always some innocent spectator who gets hurt in one of those fights. 3-1. Ball 4, he walked it. Here's Tim Jones.
Now Guerrero talking with Sanderson. What's he talking about? He walked him.
Oh, what?
Well, you're finding out why Pedro's never been one of the real popular players among the opposition. He's always got something to say, and it's generally ill-timed.
What in the world could that have been about? Did he think that Sanderson wanted to walk him? Runners are on at first and second. Well, his team is getting beat 9-3. He hasn't done a thing to change the score. He hasn't been the center of any kind of attention. Maybe that's got something to do with it.
Don Zimmer now coming out. He's talking with Jerry Crawford, and he wants to have a word with Scott Sanderson. Scotty says he feels okay, and Don Zimmer probably is going to go with him.
Zimmer walking off the field. There's Jerry Crawford, whose dad was a fine umpire, Shags Crawford. I know many of you baseball fans will remember him. I certainly do. He was a fine umpire. And here is Tim Jones, who struck out in the sixth. Jones is 26 years old, left-hand hitter. He swings a high pop foul. McLendon in foul territory makes the catch to retire the side. At the end of 8, the Cubs leading 9-3.
If you need a hand to quit smoking, it's as close as your phone. 1-800-4-CANCER. The Cancer Information Service's free helpline.
At Stanley, we thought of something better. A 1/2 horsepower garage door opener that we call the Light Maker. It does more than open doors. It turns on the light, inside and out. Get one at Builder Square for only $159. Builder Square, because the more we sell, the lower the price.
If you're spending around $15,000 for a family sedan, you could compare Mercury Sable LS, Ford Taurus LX, and Buick LeSabre. Compare comfort. Buick LeSabre has more head and legroom, both front and rear. Compare owner satisfaction. Buick LeSabre ranks #1 in its class for initial product quality, salesperson's performance, and delivery. And now, get 2.9% GMEC financing, or depending on the option package, up to $1,500 factory cash back. Get the facts. Buick is better.
Enjoy a weekend for two at the Woodville Hilton and Towers. Includes admission to Arlington Park Racetrack. Call the Illinois Office of Tourism at 1-800-223-0121 to qualify.
Well, we go into the 9th. The Cubs shooting for their 30th victory of the season. They're leading 9-3. And here's Mitch Webster, who put them ahead with a 2-run homer in the 5th. After Dunston's second home run of the game had tied it up. Matt Kinzer on the hill. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. A big 8-game homestand starts tomorrow night. There's a ground ball. Guerrero, good play. 1 away. Guerrero. Made a fine play on Webster's ground ball.
Tough play for Pedro Guerrero because of the bad legs. He's got to stop himself and then beat Webster to the bag. And you can see he puts on the brakes, goes the other way, and just gets there in time.
One out. Here is Kurt Wilkerson. Sandberg had 2 out of 4 while he was in there, both home runs. The Cubs have had 9 hits, good for 30 total bases. There's the ground ball, fair. Down the first baseline, into the corner. He might get 3. He's around second. He's on his way to third. It'll be a triple. Kurt Wilkerson, triple to right.
Cubs with 10 hits, 9 of them for extra bases. The only single, the lone single by McClendon when he had to take the bat after Mark Grace was ejected.
We now have 10 hits, good for 33 bases. That's an average of 3.3 bases for every hit, just under an average of a home run.
This one Guerrero couldn't get to. And what an extra base day for the Cubs.
Now here is Mark Grace's replacement, Lloyd McClendon. He's 1 out of 2. He has the only single of the bunch. 9 hits for extra bases, 1 single. The infield in. Fastball high. We've had 2 triples, a double, and 6 homers and 1 single. Three balls and a strike on McClendon. Damon Berryhill would be next. 1 out.
Rick
Runner third.
Roney in the on-deck circle. He'll come on to hit.
Ball 4. Rick Rona's going to bat for Berryhill. Berryhill had nothing out of 4 while he was in there. Rona is batting 172. 1 run batted in. He's had 5 out of 29. Nine to 3 in favor of the Cubs. There's a line drive base hit into right field. Another run scored. Here's a runner trying for third, and he makes it. McClendon races to third on Rona's single to right, which drives in Kurt Wilkerson.
Season high 10 runs for the Cubs, and only the second single of the game. Rona with the slider off the end of the bat, and the Cubs continue to pour it on. They will have beaten the Cardinals 4 out of 5 times this year.
A run batted in his second of the year for Rona, and here's Dwight Smith. Bouncing ball. They got the man caught, but now the run will count. The run will count. The third out is being made. And the second run will also count. And so it should be 11 to 3, and that's what they're posting up on the board. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Cubs 11, the Cardinals 3.
Raise your hand. You got it. Raise your hand. You know it. You feel confident, secure.
You've got it. That Sure, secure, confident feeling. Because Sure's double-action formula fights wetness while it kills bacteria that cause odor. Be sure of both odor and wetness protection. Get Sure.
Confident, confident, dry and secure. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're sure. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're sure.
When the engineers at Nissan designed the new 240SX, they wanted it to have certain acceleration characteristics. The Nissan 240SX. It's a lot of sports car, but you can handle it.
Introducing the most hair-raising half hour on television. Monsters. Tonight at 10, here on Channel 9.
Later today on Channel 9, it's a hilarious comedy starring Gene Wilder and the late Gilda Radner. Tune in for spies, cops, and hitmen in the madcap chase that leads to laughs. Don't miss Hanky Panky this afternoon at 5 on Channel 9.
Harry Caray back at Busch Memorial Stadium. If Scott Sanderson finishes this game, it'll be his first complete game in 3 years, since April the 23rd, 1986. The Cubs now have their season's high in runs scored in a game, 11. Here's Bernansky.
It'll also be the highest run total against the Cardinals this year.
He had a cut and miss. Let's pause for station identification.
You're watching Cubs baseball on WGN, Chicago's very own Channel 9.
Swings and he misses. Strike two. A big slow curve. Bernansky 0 for 3 today. He fouls the pitch back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Cubs will have completed a 500 road trip. Fastball a little bit outside. 2-2. There's a high fly to Dwight Smith. He makes a catch.
You had a look at Rick Sutcliffe in the dugout. All reports are that he's on the verge of signing a 2-year contract with the Cubs. That would ensure that he will be around for a while. And the Cubs would certainly be happy to continue to have his services. He's been great as a Cub these years.
And not only that, but the whole city will be happy about it. He's made himself a Chicagoan. There's a bouncing ball. Wilkerson throws. Nice play from Wilkerson to McLendon. 2 gone.
That was a fine play by Wilkerson. He got set to make a good solid throw as he was going for that ball. Usually expect to see Sandberg make a play like this, but Kurt Wilkerson has got a strong arm. You can see him getting in position to push off the right foot and get it across to get him.
All right, here's Tony Pena. This is the 5th inning out of the 9 that Sanderson will have retired the side in order if he gets Pena. He set him down in order in the 1st and 2nd, in order again in the 6th and 7th, and now he's trying to make it again here in the 9th.
And it's been a long time since Sanderson has walked off in the 9th inning to get the congratulations of his club, and he will be a happy man when this is over.
And he's ahead of them now, 0-2. The Cubs will return home, one game in first place. One game ahead of Montreal, a game and a half ahead of the Mets. A bouncing ball. Cubs win and win the series. And Sanderson has pitched his first complete game in almost 3 years, since April the 23rd, 1986. He's being congratulated by everybody. We'll be back with the totals now in a moment.
Fuss with shampoo and conditioner? Who needs it? I want to wash my hair and go. And now I can with Pert Plus. Complete shampoo plus complete conditioner in one bottle. Pert Plus leaves my hair clean, conditioned, and looking terrific. Before, to get results this good, I used shampoo and conditioner. No more. Now, with Pert Plus, I just wash and go.
Pert Plus, shampoo plus complete conditioner in one.
We hear about Craftsman lawn tractor owners all the time, whose tractors are still going strong, even after 22 years. We're not surprised. We built them to last, just like we build them today. That's why there are more Craftsman lawn tractors on the job than any other brand. And we know when Craftsman owners are finally ready to get a new tractor, they'll get another Craftsman. The only question is, when?
This is one song of Chicago.
I'm getting nearer and nearer to the city of the soul. And nearer, oh yeah.
Nothing like us ever was.
What dry was. What dry is. Introducing new Michelob Dry Beer. It's brewed longer to start bold, finish clean, and refresh completely. New Michelob Dry. One taste, and you'll drink it dry.
You don't have to know about baseball to know how to win big in Pepsi's Home Run Countdown. There are millions of instant win prizes. Whopper sandwiches, fries, Pepsi, literally millions of winners. Or you could win a Pontiac Grand Prix and $10,000 by matching home runs with the Cubs. So get in the game. The more you play, the more you can win. And you don't even have to know about baseball.
Baseball? What's that?
The sure play of the game happened in the 5th inning. This is the only home run out of the 6 that had somebody on base. Mitch Webster, home run with one on, put the Cubs ahead, and they never relinquished their lead. Surely the sure play of the game. Well, a great series witnessed by over 137,000 paid for the 3 games, and the Cubs win it 2 out of 3. The total for the victorious Cubs: 11 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 11 hits good for, 34 total bases. Scott Sanderson, the first complete game, he now has a record of 6 victories and 3 defeats. For the Cardinals, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Scott Terry, the loser, he now has won 4 and lost 5. A great series for the Cubs, who'll be at home tomorrow at Wrigley Field tomorrow night to open a 4-game series with the New York Mets. With Steve Stone and Dwayne Stats, Harry Caray from St. Louis, wishing you all a very pleasant good afternoon and repeating the happy news. The Cubs walloped the Cardinals 11-3. Hope you enjoyed it. So long, everybody. Stay tuned now for the 10th inning show coming up in a moment. Our next telecast will be tomorrow night when the Cubs take on the New York Mets at 7 o'clock Chicago time right here on Channel 9. Our executive producer director has been Arnie Harris. The final score again, the Cubs 11, the Cardinals 3. Harry Caray from St. Louis, So long, everybody.
A promotional fee has been paid to WGN by United Airlines, the official airline of the Chicago Cubs. Come fly the friendly skies.
Cubs baseball was brought to you in part by Michelob Dry. One taste and you'll drink it dry. True Value Hardware, your store of first choice. Canon, the official camera of the Chicago Cubs. Unical 76, who invite you to go with the spirit of 76. The Chicago Tribune, where you'll always get the freshest sports. And Nissan, built for the human race.
I'm Jim Martindale, and I'd like to tell you about the Garden Weasel. This 5-in-1 tool makes gardening fun and easy. The 3 rotary blades mesh with the topsoil, uprooting young weeds and creating a beneficial mulch. The Weasel cultivates to a uniform 2-inch depth. Remove the center blade for working around plants and vegetables. Use one blade for hard-to-reach areas. Made of a rust-free alloy, the Weasel is virtually self-cleaning. The Garden Weasel. Look for this display.
At True Value, Ace, Service Star, Sentry, Trustworthy, and ProMart Hardware.
In places beyond the reach of other overnight delivery companies, you'll find UPS. Because unlike the competition, only UPS Next Day Air guarantees delivery overnight to every single address coast to coast. And because we're so efficient, we can do it for up to half what other companies charge, whether the place is hard to reach or easy to reach. UPS, we run the tightest ship in the shipping business.
The difference is a new and improved formula. The difference is it helps prevent performance-robbing deposits. The difference is America's best-selling high-octane premium gasoline is now even better. New Shell SU-2000. Experience the difference.
Johnny Bench, Baseball Hall of Famer.
The Reds do it. So do Krylon Blues. Krylon paint turns everything old Krylon new. Because Krylon goes on rich and beautiful. Dries fast, smooth, and even. Makes whatever you paint Krylon new. Spray on Krylon for a smooth, professional finish every time. With no runs, no drips, no errors. Now that's Krylon new.
Krylon.
Could there be more than just dust bunnies under your bed? You bet. Tonight at 10, here on Channel 9.
Tenth Inning is brought to you by your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Welcome to the 10th inning. For most of this year, the home run has been extinct in the Cub offense, but not so today. 6 long balls later, the Cubs pounded out an 11-3 win against the St. Louis Cardinals. I don't think they like to beat anybody more than they like to beat the Cardinals, especially in this park, especially in front of 46,000 fans. So what a Sunday it was today, and we have all the highlights for you coming up after these messages.
The best is what you get at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
The best just got better with the lowest financing rate available, 0% or $300 to $2,000 back on every 89 car in stock. Get Chrysler LeBaron Coupe GTC with $2,000 factory cash back, $750 back on Plymouth Sundance. Great savings on our best right now.
The best is what you get at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
In Chicago, the sign of the best is at North Oak Chrysler Plymouth.
The real test of a power mower is starting it easily on the first pull. So Sears is putting 100 Craftsman Eager 1 mowers on the line. How many will start on the first pull? Incredible. 99 first pull starts out of 100. What other power mower can beat that? No wonder there are more Craftsmen on the job than any other brand. How about that?
For most of the afternoon, it was a Sean Dunston show. Here in the second inning, he hits his second home run of the year. driving it out of the ballpark, but Sean was to go on to have quite a day. A couple of home runs and a triple as Dunston circles the bases. And he is a happy man, not knowing at this point just how happy he's going to be. Doug DeCenzo has been doing it all year defensively, and today was no exception. Sanderson on the mound, and Pendleton drives this ball to the deepest recesses of the park. DeCenzo goes back, bobbles it, catches it, and hangs on. Ryan Sandberg drives this one deep. Coleman going back, not back far enough. Sandberg had a couple of home runs today. He now has 6 and 19 RBIs for the year. Scott Sanderson only gave up 5 hits all day and wasn't in too much trouble. But in the 3rd inning, Milt Thompson comes up, a couple of men on, and Thompson with an excuse me swing drives it by Vance Law. And the Cardinals cut the lead to 2-1. Terry Pendleton had to leave the game because he hurt his elbow in the melee in the 5th inning. But before he does leave the game, he hits the ball out of the ballpark, his 3rd home run of the year. He now has 25 RBIs, and for the briefest of moments, the Cardinals are on top 3-2. One of the few sad moments for Scott Sanderson. Leading off the 5th inning, with his team down 3-2, Sean Dunston steps up one more time. Scott Terry still on the mound, a sinker that doesn't sink. And Sean hits his 3rd home run of the year, and he took this one way back. And we've got ourselves a brand new game, tied at 3 in the 5th inning. Mitch Webster steps up after a walk to Doug DeCenzo, and Webster unties it, gets a low and in sinker, and takes it way back. His 2nd home run in as many days. We've got a lot more highlights, just no time to show them. It was an offensive day for the Cubs, and stay with us because we'll be back with a quick look at the scores after these messages.
The best is what you get at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
The best just got better with the lowest financing rate available, 0% or $300 to $2,000 back on every 89 car in stock. Get Chrysler LeBaron Coupe GTC with $2,000 factory cash back, $750 back on Plymouth Sundance. Great savings on our best right now.
The best is what you get at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
In the north suburbs, the sign of the best is at Des Plaines Chrysler Plymouth.
The difference is a new and improved formula. The difference is it helps prevent performance-robbing deposits. The difference is America's best-selling high-octane premium gasoline is now even better. New Shell SU 2000 Super Unleaded. Experience the difference.
In the National League, Montreal beat Philadelphia 7-4. New York beat Pittsburgh 4-3, and we're out of time. So that's it from St. Louis. Stay tuned for Hogan's Heroes in Progress. See you tomorrow night. So long, everybody.
Tenth inning was brought to you by your Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
Blue Hawaii in a red Ferrari. Magnum. Tonight at 10:30 on Channel 9. We now join our program, already in progress.
Going to bed now.
Pleasant dreams.
Let's give it a shot.
Looks good.
15 items under $1.
I like tacos.
49-cent tacos every day.
The food for strength.
Two first. Every day. Fast food with an attitude. There's a location near you.
Captain's log, stardate 41365.9. The Enterprise has been ordered to Starbase 74 in orbit around Tarsus 3. A routine maintenance check of all systems will be made in certain